Women's cycles are actually teaching us how to create businesses that are more sustainable.
Mm,
Welcome to this moment. My name is Mina Tejero, and I'm the founder and CEO, Chief Energy Optimizer of the Florrest Retreat Center.
nice. My name is Heidi Mummau, and I'm the CFO of Truth Bomb Academy. And I'd love to help women to achieve or realize profit in their business now, not just at the end of the year.
Yeah, my name is Katrina van Oudhuizen. I go by Chef Katrina online. I am the CEO of the Truth Bomb Academy and just really being a leader in female business development. So really working with women, showing them how to plug into their cycle to really build a more holistic and sustainable business, as we want that longevity and we want that legacy for our family and for our kids. So I'm excited to be here today.
Well, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. We've been led so much by men in the past and love men, and we get to step up. And so, what you were saying, Katrina, we get to be the leaders embodying that change. And so, it's so beautiful that we can gather as women, learn from what we're feeling and doing, and the burnout that we are experiencing, right? We have so much going on in our lives, right? Like even our dogs barging in when we want to start a podcast. So that was so beautiful. Such a like reminder of life keeps happening, but we keep showing up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All the
beautiful.
time.
So Heidi, right? Profit now instead of the end of the year. We're not waiting for that, November Black Friday is
Or even like when you go to do your taxes and your accountant's like, look, this is the profit you made this year. And you're like, well, it's not in my account. Where is it? And it's like, it's that question, it's that experience that I've heard. I mean, I've experienced it in the past. I mean, and I've heard it from so many women. They're like, yeah, my accountant says I made profit, but I have no idea where it is. And often, and also because businesses that have huge success in the first couple of years aren't necessarily still in business in 10 years.
Mm.
And so it's like, as we're looking at how women build business and how they can leverage their natural cycles to build a more of a holistic business that works with them, it's like we want to help them also create that cash management system so that they are building a sustainable business, not just a build super fast and crash and burn, because not only are you burning yourself out physically, emotionally, in all those ways, you're also not you're crashing in financially because you're not because we haven't been really taught an effective cash management system. And there's one thing to have a budget, but there's another way to actually manage it effectively so that as you're building it and you're emotionally and physically doing so much better. We also want you to be financially healthy too.
Yeah, you caught my attention, like just having been told you have a profit, which means you're going to pay tax, but then you don't
Yes,
have.
right?
Oh God, like what? I'm just like all my body's alert to what you have to share. What? Like that's the ultimate stress of a businesswoman, or any
Yeah.
me too, right? It's like I worked hard. There's profit. Now the government's going to take some of my money. I don't even have that money. So like
Right.
teach us something right now. Like what would be a one tip, right? Like in your cash management, what can
Mm-hmm.
we do, right? To avoid that.
Start. I mean, first of all, have a business bank account first and foremost. So many people is like, oh, I'll have a business bank account when I'm making lots of money or whatever. But it's like, no, that is the first thing you need to do when you have a business, is to separate your business finances from your personal. And it's like, and then in your business, you can do this personally too, but we're really just talking about business right now. But like, have separate bank accounts when you budget money, or it's like when I'm talking about taking profit, you have your lump sum of money where it all comes in. At least open up one extra account and call it your profit account, and start by taking, if you at this point right now think you're spending 100% of your income to maintain your business, to grow your business, to reinvest in your business. Start by taking 1% of every dime that comes in and put it in your profit account. Now, inside Truth Bomb Academy, we're going to teach you to grow that, and actually there's a few other accounts that we would have you open. But the first thing I would have you do is to open a profit account. Set aside 1%, more if you can. Ideally, it would be 5%. But just to look at, it's like, this is my profit, and that profit quarterly, what's in that account, that's your bonus. That's like, you look at that and it's like, that's your bonus. You can look at that. It's like, that is my profit that I've made. And it's not your compensation. It's not your weekly paycheck or anything like that. It's actually your profit. And it not only helps you like, oh, wow, I get a bonus, but it's your mindset around your business, because your business, oftentimes I think women have treated their business, women that we've worked with have treated their business like it's like you're constantly feeding it. It's like, oh, my business needs this, like I need to do this, so you pour money back into it, or you like, oh, I took a paycheck, but then you pour it back into your business because you want you think you're reinvesting in your business, you're growing your business, but in reality, your business is never serving you. You're serving your business. And so when you set aside that money into your profit account, you look, it's like you're actually profiting from your business. Your business is actually serving you. And so it's to change that mindset of serving your business to your business serving you.
Beautiful. I was going to say that's the key word. It's mindset, because nothing has actually changed, but now you're labeling it.
Yeah.
And you're making your money now, and it's giving you back. So I love that, right? Because many times the burnout is caused because we're in service to the business. Clients all the time, nonstop stress, worrying about so many things, instead of like, okay, I created this vehicle to share my gifts in the world, and for this business to be an avenue of reaching my clients, of me feeling supported and getting the money to pay lifestyle for my children, for my dreams. And so that's crucial. Thank you so much for sharing that one tip with us. I will implement it.
I will tell you, it's a game changer for me. Even when I was building my businesses and coaching programs, I didn't have this in place. Like, I'd heard about setting up this account, but the moment we did it within our business that we've built together in Truth Bomb Marketing, that separation of money, like when you eat from one plate, you eat everything on the plate. But when you have tapas, which are small plates, and you start putting things on smaller plates, and then you can say, okay, this is what I have available for my operations. This is what I have available that I'm paying myself. And you get to see that separation. It works with your normal habit as a woman. Like, we budget naturally. So building that into the business has been, for me, a game changer, because now when I look at it, I know I'm looking at one account. Everything else is just like money that's designated elsewhere. But that one account says, can I buy this product? Can I invest in this coaching? Can I go do this? And so now I know what I actually have to work with, because I'm working with the smaller plate.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. It brings clarity, and then it's like, okay, this makes sense now or not.
Yeah, because one thing, it's like, we think about financial statements as something that an accountant or a bookkeeper has to explain to us. You think about a balance sheet and a profit and loss, and it's like, I need somebody to create those and to explain them to me. And it's like, but if you separate your finances into a couple different accounts, you can actually just open up your bank account and see the overall health of your business. So you can see, am I profitable? Do I have money in my profit account? And it helps you to make better decisions, because the money that's in your operations account is the money you have to run your business. And so you've already taken out your profit. You've already taken out money for taxes, money for your owner's compensation. So you have a smaller plate, and it's like, and you make better decisions. And we all have that, what we call the shiny object syndrome, right?
No.
But if all of your money is in one account, it looks like you have this huge amount. but you haven't considered your profit. You haven't considered your owner's comp. You haven't considered your tax because, we put that off to the end of the year or quarterly or however you have to pay it. But it's not first and foremost when you're looking at your one account that has all your money. You're like, oh, I can afford that. But in reality, you really need to be working your business in a smaller bucket, and so that you make better decisions.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. I love it. So our audience right now, you're like, I'm sure you're going to learn this. This is new and implement it, right? So
Yeah.
I'm putting on my calendar, go this week and open, another account so I can do this. So 100%.
Love it.
In terms of the cycles, right? So
Mm.
how would you add, because I know you're teaching, right, about the power of the cycles and how it's impacting in business. So what other advice can you give our audience here right now is like, what can serve them in terms of cycles and moving in cycles?
Yeah, so cycles for me is really one of the big things that came up for me. So I've been in the digital marketing space for well over 15 years now. And a lot of my mentors have gifted me amazing training on how to build businesses, how to be consistent, how to show up daily, which was actually burning me out. And I got to a point where it's like I'm exhausted. And when I would say that to my mentors, they wouldn't understand my exhaustion. Like I couldn't explain why like the level of exhaustion that I was experiencing on the emotional, on the physical, like on everything. I was like, if I keep doing business this way, I'm never going to survive. Like it's going to impact health. So when we started looking at cycles, I think for me, as I dove into this, one of the fascinating things that I learned was the female cycle. Now, we typically talk about, we have a 28-day period. We have like, what that looks like. And it's very general and how we speak about the woman's hormonal system. And what I found really interesting is that it's actually called the Infradian rhythm. So when we talk about cycles, men cycle hormonally on a 24-hour clock, which is called the circadian rhythm, which is what we all know, right? We know from morning to night, that's their circadian rhythm. It's 24 hours. And so a lot of the businesses that we've been gifted and a lot of the education is actually built around how men hormonally cycle, how they feel throughout their day. So they're more active in the morning, which makes sense because that's when their testosterone is at their highest. So they tend to get more done. Their work hours are definitely in the morning. The afternoon, their estrogen kicks in a little bit. So now they're more social. They're hanging out with people. They have happy hour. And then at night, they're ready and done. They're over with. They're in their hibernation and they crash and they go to sleep. So we've been as women kind of cycling through that. And when they've been teaching us business, the men have been teaching us their cycle. And so when we own that as women, we're actually hurting ourselves because our cycle actually, we're a duality. Women actually our primary cycle is our Infradian rhythm, which is a 28-day cycle. It's 4 phases that we go through as women hormonally, which is why if you've ever asked yourself as a woman, how come I don't feel the same as I did yesterday? I'm not thinking the same way. My life is changing. And yet you want me to do this consistency wheel, like that doesn't fit who I am, right? And the reason for that, as we were discovering, is that because women cycle over 28 days, that we're not the same person during that 28-day to 31-day cycle. We actually do hormonally shift through 4 phases, and each phase has an energetic in it. And whether the energetic is a high energy or whether the energetic is a rest and is a more of an internal energetic, right? It's not external, now it's internal. And we haven't been taught this as part of our business structure. So we really don't have business training that until now that really honored how we cycle through our hormones and how we flow through our business. So we're in the duality of we have to honor first the 28 within a circadian rhythm of a 24-day. But when you look at the bigger picture, I'm getting chills because when I look at the bigger picture and schedule my business for the month, I actually feel more relief. I don't feel like I have to do it all every day because now I feel like when you're in your cycle, when you're actually in your flow, you'll find your moments of hustle and you'll find your moments of glide. And so now you're starting to understand how you work. And so when you're working on projects or you're working with clients, you understand what makes the most sense for you. So that for me was a big part of bringing in, like, how does this work for women in business when we've been so taught the 24-hour clock and the productivity of that? When women's productivity is over a longer time period, but we get twice as much done because we have a longer time period to achieve it. So that for me was really fascinating to dive into and then bring into the business world.
Mm.
That's fabulous. When you mentioned Infradian, I was like, in a previous call, I was like, what are they? Is it circadian, right? That's the only rhythm that I've ever heard of. So you just blew my mind open into that. We haven't even heard of this name. So
Mm.
I know as a woman, I know the cycles and I know the differences. So when you're thinking of helping women in business, is this entrepreneurs who manage their own time or women who are also business but within another corporation or a larger scheme where they can't manage their times? Is the advent of working more from home helping this? Like what are their thoughts around this?
So what's interesting is we're finding women from all things. Like we've got women that are florists. So we have a woman that is in a brick and mortar, and for her, she's never really looked at her rhythm before. Now, a lot of the women we meet have actually either been they're perimenopausal, they're early, they've had, other women's health issues that have made their cycle like doesn't exist anymore. So what we've actually worked with on women for that one, I'm glad you bring this up, it's the energetic. Because for me, intuitively, I don't believe that women stop cycling. We've been kick-started in at a young age to have this energetic cycle. And I feel like no matter where you are as a woman, you still carry that. It's like what I consider like when they cut off a hand or an arm, you have a phantom sensation of it. Women, I believe, still carry that phantom sensation of that energetic, and it's tapping into that and understanding that as you build your business. So, we get women that are coaches. We have women that are in building franchise businesses. We have women that are brick and mortar business. And what we're recognizing is that for women, it's not specific to an industry. It's because we're women. And the women and understanding how we work is the connection for all of us in business.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is the beauty of it, because I feel like as women from these different industries, like if you're in corporate, and I know women that are building construction companies, right? And they are very much in the masculine world, but they're starting to understand their cycle within that. I have women that I've met that are in the sales industry within other companies, but they're understanding how they build cycles and relationships that actually benefit businesses.
Mm.
So I don't feel like it's a singular. I feel like this is something that as women come together, as we understand ourselves and we start bringing that and we start having conversations around this and training around this, it's going to impact all industries. But I would say our main focus is women that are entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, those that have kids that are looking to figure out how do you get it all to work, right? And that are building businesses and that just don't want to give up and just quit altogether. And so it's been really a fascinating, honestly, my curiosity around women. I never thought I would have this curiosity. Like I had just been in marketing and business and I was like, this is what's so. But what I'm finding is that as we talked with women, we're creating more connections because this is the conversation we've been waiting to hear.
Mm.
Yeah, and I can feel your passion as you're like, oh, this is, yeah, right, this passion for what you're doing. And the women who have their businesses, entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, they've created something because they really believe in it as well.
Mhm.
So to be burnt out and be pulled, like, I want to create this. I know how valuable it is, how much I can help, but I'm burnt out and is this like pull, this heartache
Yeah.
of not being able to, and just to have the understanding of, okay, let's go back to the cycles. Let's be organic. Let's honor our energetics. When are we more, excited, energized? When we need to go more introspective. And yeah, and I really resonate with this as I live in a retreat space of, it's like flowing with nature and like, okay, now I'm in retreat mode. Now I'm in self-care mode. Now I'm reaching out to people mode, or
Mhm.
it just naturally happens because I'm out in nature.
Yeah.
Right.
Like my business is connected so much to nature and that natural flow. Okay, what needs to happen now so that I can sustain and still be excited about this? So I love and see the importance of the work you're doing. And that's why I'm so excited that you're hosting your retreat, Reimagine Business retreat at the Florrest this October 10th to the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for you guys for doing this. It makes such a difference to be supported, to be guided, to not have to reinvent the wheel, but reimagine it together. Not only reimagine, but living. And that's what you are doing. So Heidi, tell us a little bit about what you're preparing for these ladies, these women who have been burnt out. And it's both of you, but I just want to hear from Heidi right now. And
Yeah, so
what do you
retreats
guys
are like like I love the financial like that. I deal with the financial a lot, but also the retreats are like my little playground. I'm so excited. I'm just like so I love planning and just like and also just having the moments in the retreat to let down your hair and to have fun. And it's like so many business retreats we go to, people walk away. I've often walked away. It's like, okay, I have like 5,000 things on my list that I now need to do. And it's like it's overwhelming. And you get away from a retreat and you need a retreat, you feel like, because or like a conference or something like that. And it's more just added to your to-do list. But instead of like this retreat, we want people to walk away refreshed. We want them to walk away with the energy to give back to their families, to give back to their business, something that energizes them, not something that you're going to be overwhelmed about. And so it's like, for me, it's planning those activities or those downtime that gives them more energy and so that they can actually absorb what we are sharing with them around business, because it's not we're incorporating all the amenities that the Florrest has.
You're
which
excited
is
about
incredible.
the barefoot playground, aren't you?
I am, but it's also about enhancing your business. And so that you can walk away from here and create that business of your dreams that doesn't overwhelm you.
I love that you said playground because there are studies that show when we're playing, we receive information more powerfully. It's kind of like we're embodying it, we're playing. It's in us, it's in all our emotions. We're embodying that right now. And
Yeah.
that energy is so inviting and surrender and open. And that's when we become so magnetic. And it just becomes like, oh, it's work, but it's just so yummy and so powerful. So I love hearing about that.
Yeah. The goal is to weave play and business together so women have a totally different experience and are able to take that back with them, right? It's not something you're just going to do here, but it's like activities, little things that you can do. We're going to bring in coloring books, just so you know, because coloring is a big part of what we do for play. We're excited to be outside playing on playing in the barefoot playground park area of your retreat. Like, I'm excited about that. I just can't wait to run around. But having that downtime and then bringing together, really good food, bringing together the sisters together, bringing us together in spirit and in harmony, that's a big part of that. And I love what the Florrest provides, because it's that open space, it's that family atmosphere, it's allowing us to come together, and that is just going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Oh, I love this. It's been beautiful to see how we're bringing together business with more embodiment, wellness, and I left the world of corporate 17 years ago to have my boys, and then I couldn't come back because I needed to dive in. What was in the corporate wasn't supporting me, wasn't supporting my personality, my lifestyle. And so I've been diving deep and embodying this work for 14 years. And now I've been grounding here at the Florrest and developing it is like, how can we give back? How can we give people in business all these tools without them having to go on sabbaticals?
Yeah.
Right? So that's what you're doing in a very beautiful way, bringing the creativity, the color, but the powerful, theories and know-how of business and finance. So this is fabulous. So what would you say to this woman who is at the edge of her seat right now? And she's wanting this change. She's wanting to feel excited about her work and in flow and taking care of her family and her passions and her business and also showing up. But what would you say to her right now?
That was stupid.
What would you say to her? What would you say to somebody coming to this retreat? What do you want them to walk away with?
I want them to walk away with a business that they're passionate about, that they can see how it can weave into their life, not overwhelm their life. And also just in how their business serves them instead of them serving their business.
I think for me, at the end of the day, for the woman that's out there, if you've been feeling burned out, if you've been feeling that you don't know what steps to take next in your business, and when you look around you, you're feeling a little bit of alone, feeling a little bit like everything you've ever learned is not serving you anymore, that you feel intuitively that there's got to be a different way to build your business than what you've been taught, this retreat is for you, because it's going to give you a place to meet other women that are building businesses in different ways and have you guys talk together. And I think there's so much that can be said and so much help that can be gifted to each other as women when we hold hands and we explain and we share what we're really dealing with as we're building these high level companies and these businesses that are 6 and 7 figures, because it's usually a very lonely place for most women to get to that level, because who else do you talk to? Your clients are usually the ones that are just getting started, but who's nourishing you in developing your business? So if you're a woman in business that is looking for that connection and that group of women that can help you level up and do it more holistically, then this retreat is really the place for you.
Beautiful. Community is everything, right? It's the journey is here. How are we dealing with the journey and
Yeah.
sharing with others that we celebrate, that we're excited about what they're doing. And Heidi, your first answer was to laugh. And what I was just like, oh, like the joy, right? Is like, come for the joy, come for the peace and the knowingness of possibility. Beautiful. Was there anything else that, if you asked yourself right now, was there anything else you would have liked to share that I can add when I write the post or prompt? Or I think it was pretty complete.
Yeah, for me, I feel like we've kind of hit on what it was, but I definitely, no, I mean, for me, it's a playground. At the end of the day, I want women to come to a playground and play as they learn to build business. That's critical. Have fun, laugh, giggle, cry, let all the emotions out, and just have fun in this process of reimagining what your business looks like for you, not what it should look like for others, but really what does it look like for you? Like you have a say in your business. So many women don't believe that. They don't think they have a say in their business, but you do. It's yours. You own it. Like, create it however you want. Pick days off, close on Sundays, only be open 3 months a year, like whatever works for you. I think that's the shift that women really would transform the world.
So I'm so excited. I'm so grateful you're hosting this Reimagined Business Retreat at the Florrest, October 10 to the 13th. We're going to add all the information at the end of this video right now. And now it's time for you to welcome your next moment. Make sure you make it an awesome one. And thank you so much for joining us today.